Stop screaming.
Yes, I'm sorry for what I did.
We're both just scared.
When the cell
That's not. You tried to murder me. I should string you up by your entrails.
And this is Sammy. We were scientists working
It's
here on the
mistletoe made out of the Mrs. Toes.
You tried to kill me.
Look, I'm sorry. I have just been under a lot of strain recently. You know, the whole thing about having my entire research team devoured.
But you tried to kill me.
Kono, calm down.
Personally.
Don't talk to him like that. We've gone through a lot, and we said we were sorry for the.
You tried to kill me. Sorry is not exactly, hey, you know, acceptable penance.
Number 3 seems like the appropriate choice here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What is it you want to know?
Have you seen a star map?
I don't know anything.
But there were.
But we can't.
What are you babbling
Work
about?
teams were outside in the rift near the vent. Then there was this rumbling, and my head felt like it was.
This monster rose up from the rift.
It was a Firaxa shark, I think. Bigger than anything I'd ever seen before. Bigger than our.
It was like it was screaming and.
Then all the cell.
It was protected.
That sounds like fun.
May have been. Maybe it was protecting the ruins by the rift. It could have been. It might have a lair in the Harakard rift near the KOTOR vent. That might explain a few things too.
And
Glad I
no
could come
one
in
knew
and put everything
about
together.
this.
We had no clue at all until it came out. Maybe whatever sort of power it used to drive the Selkath insane masked it from us somehow.
I think it might live there. Live there because of the Kolto.
Maybe. That would explain more. Why it reacted so violently when our construction efforts got closer to the vent. And also, why it's so large. It must be feeding off the Kolto. It would have to be ancient indeed for it to reach that size. With Kolto as a food source.
And all those other Firaxan sharks? Those might be its offspring.
Which would be why they all swarmed when it called out to them. Children coming to protect...
Alright, so while you guys are over there riffing, can I just get the star map?
Yeah.
That would
I
be
will
suicide.
kill whatever Relicanth
Out
esque
there, waiting for
bullshit.
us.
The Firaxan
Trying to do
sharks
what
have
we do.
always been a serious problem.
We were... No. The repellent we made was supposed to drive Firax... The one we...
Which is...
But we don't...
We know...
What else could I do?
You don't need to do anything else. We have a canister of the top... All you need to get away...
Hey,
what if
y'all
The
have the
monster
poison?
seems to have been driven
I'll
out by the
kill it.
machinery we installed at the... I am... You could... If you... But... It's...
I'll do what I want.
What? Run, Kono, she's...
No, I just love killing.
I just love killing. Don't much matter who. Alright, that's what you get for trying to kill me. We're actually going to do the light side thing here because it lets us put our what we learned in Die Hard 3 to the test. And if
I like it.
And if we kill the shark, we don't get to come back to Manan.
Ah.
We're banished forever.
Oh, because it was like a national treasure or some shit.
Yeah, they think it's their grand ancestor. Fucking stupid fish people.
They believe in intelligent design. We'd be like, oh, it's a sacred monkey. He's our cousin, therefore you're banned from Earth.
I'm surprised that there is no culture that holds up monkeys as being sacred. At least not that I'm aware of.
I mean, it's one of the zodiac animals. It's there.
Well, so are dragons, but... Alright.
And apparently fire rats. I learned that. That was a part of Chinese mythology, was the fire rat.
Alright, we all know how this, actually, which one's the injector pod? That's the 3-1. Okay, so we all know how we do this.
Of course.
We fill the injector pod. Boop. That's at 3. And we transfer from the injector to the container. Boop. We fill the injector pod once more. And we transfer from injector to container. And now we have 1 out of 3 and 5. So we're going to dump the container pod. Just like that. And we're going to transfer from injector to container. And then we're going to fill up that injector once more. And then transfer it again. And that's how you solve the 3 and 5 puzzle.
Classic.
So you can scream it at Sam Jackson and Bruce Willis as you're watching Die Hard 3.
You can watch the rest of that movie. You take the whole night. Take the whole night. All goddamn night.
You gotta watch it with commercials. That's how you know.
While you're just destroyed mentally already.
If you ever watched Die Hard
That was
3, it's exhausting.
That was at the end of a long night that had drinking in it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
And-
it's a long night of drinking.
And prior to, I believe, a 8 or 9 o'clock class.
We thought it would work, but oh goddamn no.
Mom.
There it is.
That's 3 star maps down, baby. 2 more to go.
Ba-da-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. That was my terrible Super Mario Stargate impression.
You were right, that was terrible. As advertised.
Jaden Smith would be proud. I'm proud of what we did here today, boys. I could tell him, all right, what if pool cleaners were stronger than nuclear weapons? And he would just nod sagely. Complete understanding.
I'm not so sure that there's something I don't understand. I think it's just nonsensical.
Yeah. So was the Treaty of Versailles. We didn't see no one snoring that for coke.
Well, no one was also wondering how that's power would compare to nuclear weapons, seeing as how nuclear weapons weren't around at the time.
It's like Sufism, where the book. This is true facts about Sufism. They regard their books as gurus, and treat them as living beings. You give them food, you put a nice cloth down for them to rest on, and you don't mistreat the book.
Or you'll be taken off your family's ofrenda.
Yes. Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind in the land of the dead.
Ohana means family.
My favorite part of Coco was the sword fight on the moon. Just stakes raised.
Ernesto de la Cruz.
Ernesto de la Cruz.
The greatest musician in the world. So, my question about Coco is that if the land of the dead is real, does that mean only Mexicans have life after death?
I don't know. I like to think with the Aztec, or not, I guess it was Aztec. I don't know what tribe was there before
Aztecs
Mexicans.
mostly in Mexico.
Okay. I like to think that it was a local phenomena caused by like some locus of energy brought about by Aztec architecture. There's just like a spirit world created by them that's local only to Mexico.
That's getting real deep in the lore there.
Turns out, aliens did come to Earth, and they built this as a dimensional gateway, as like an archive. It was
Pretty sure
basically
that's the plot of
search history
Stargate.
of. It was the search history of the aliens. Like after a while, it goes away, but for a little bit.
Not as long as you remember it.
Yes.
That was so fucking sad, man. It's like, oh shit. Are enough people gonna remember me in like 5 years?
Yeah. I guess it's not a spoiler because it's like, I don't know. It's important to the world of the movie.
Yeah, well.
Go watch Coco, ladies and gentlemen at home.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who misses this live stream. This episode won't air until Coco's probably out on DVD.
Probably. Watch it then. Probably do a great job putting it in the DVD box. Oh boy.
Buy it on Blu-ray. It's worth it. Crazy good animation.
Yep.
They even got like the little, you know, gram of facial hair. They even had that in the movie.
You don't get that everywhere. You don't get that grandma facial hair game.
One not really problem so much as one thing I noticed that was interesting about the movie. Was when the one guy fades away and Miguel is like, well, I could go back to the land of the living and remember him, and Hector is like, oh, it doesn't work like that, as if there had ever been a situation where a living boy had traveled to the land of the dead before, and we knew for certain that that was not how it worked.
Yeah. Maybe it happened. Maybe. Wasn't that what... Now I need to go watch Book of the Dead, or Book of Life, or whatever. It's the deepest lore. It's a reference to that movie. Believe it. I'm the only one who believes it.
Use the submersible.
Cutscene. But it's not a triple bubble bongo.
We didn't have the budget.
We saw put a bongo cutscene in the cutscene.
You've returned. I was beginning to fear that you too might have been lost.
I was gone for like 20 minutes.
They all went insane down there. I had
Something
to
was down
kill
there?
them.
Living in the rift by the Kolto?
A gigantic Phyrexian shark.
It's horrible. The entire operation wasted by a disaster we could never in 1,000 years have foreseen. What has happened to the facility itself? Were there any
That's a
survivors?
great way to wash our hands of responsibility. Oh, we never in 1,000 years could have foreseen that.
Wasn't in our coverage. Thank you, insurance companies. You can get the policy for ancient hell beasts.
No, while I am, but you have. Oh,
I remember a
Come on,
Spider-Man comic I read once
see, but
about a. It was told from the perspective of a superhero insurance adjuster.
Uh huh.
And like
That's
in this world where superheroes run rampant, some guy gets rear-ended by some other guy. He's trying to act like he got hit by the Incredible Hulk or something like that to defraud the insurance company.
Yeah. I remember one unique solution to that sort of problem was once again in Trigun, where as part of the insurance policy, so the main character is known as the humanoid typhoon and is classed no longer as a person but as a living natural disaster that destroys towns wherever he goes. Who also has a $60 billion double dollar bounty on his head. Don't worry, it's just double dollars. But the insurance company hires like actual military agents as insurance agents to like try and reduce his damage so that they don't have to pay out as much. Like, well, if we could keep him from killing everybody, then we don't have to pay as much money to. Well, he doesn't kill everyone. He doesn't kill anyone. That's a very important part of the show. It's like the main theme. But he destroys towns. He just levels them. Did I mention there's a bad guy in that who is 9 midgets inside a large giant?
I think you have mentioned that to me, possibly during one of the Voltron reviews.
Probably. There's also a woman with one eye. That's actually fairly important.
What do you think about this Greatest Showman movie?
I don't know. I'm happy for Hugh Jackman that he can be in another musical stuff.
I don't know that it is a
It's sort of-
musical. It seems like it, but I'm not sure. The trailer has me confused.
It's a musical cinematic experience. We'll call it that, to be obtuse and very exact on the mark here. Because a musical probably refers specifically to a stage performance with musical aspects as well as spoken parts. And this is not a stage performance.
I don't know. I feel like musical, like movies based on a musical, are still like I would consider The Sound of Music to be a musical, as a movie. I would consider like the, movie portrayals of something like Hairspray or that's really the only one musical I can think of off the top of my head that's been.
There's
turned into
Into
a
the
movie.
Woods, of course, Les Mis, of course, Rent.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
all that jazz. But this one is different because it's not based on anything before
But
it.
Les Mis was not originally a musical.
I did not know that.
It was a book that was turned into a musical.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the stage performance wasn't a musical, but just to play.
Oh, I'm pretty sure
I
there were
haven't ever
stage
watched it.
performances that were non-musical. Because there were movies that were non-musical, so I'd imagine Broadway wanted to get in on that shit.
Right. At the same time, what he's doing here is not original. See anything that Fred Rogers did, or Fred Astaire and Grace Kelly, anything in the 40s and 50s. They're just like, yeah, every movie is gonna be just song and dance with some plot behind it. And this is in that vein. And of course, La La Land was a big hit.
That's another
with
one
those-
I would
that
consider to be a
crowd.
musical.
Huh?
So that's another one I would consider to be a musical. I
Yeah.
think
So. I think this has a place, and I'm not a part of that crowd, so I wouldn't know where to place it within the genre.
it's fair to say any movie that advances the plot through music is a musical.
Calo Nord is dead. Lord Malik, he has failed in his mission. Forgive me.
That's a workable definition, sure. As for like how this will actually go, I'm just the only thing I'd be worried about is if it tried to be heavy-handed.
Well, it seems they're trying going pretty heavy into the message of like, it's okay to be different, and that makes you cool and unique and special.
Yeah, that's the big worry. I don't know if there's another problem they haven't showed it.
What the fuck was that
We haven't-
animation?
I don't know. It's just spouting rubble. It's a fountain of rubble.
Find Bastila and bring her to me, alive, if possible.
As you command, Master.
Okay, buddy boy.
We completely missed that cutscene on the stream. with the little Evan Hawk because they couldn't switch back fast enough.
That's hilarious.
Ah, why do you keep minimizing? Alright, looks like we're back in.
You felt it, yes? Another vision? The Force continues to work through us, showing us the star maps unearthed by Reverend Malak. Tatooine is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes. A star map would likely have to be within some I suspect. No doubt things will become...
Alright, let's go.
Go
I remember
find some desert level.
First